The performance is all done at Oasis Academy in our lovely new theatre. That was the OYT group performing with Richard Long's amazing set of these sort of lighting up cubes, a real feature. And we've since seen them used elsewhere. Great idea, really good. And the little costume with Dan's face. We went very confidently into the Totton Drama Festival, and if you remember, if you've been staying with us, we've done really well in these festivals over the last few years and got every production that we'd entered through at least to the English final. But this one was different because we had to split the play, which is in two parts. There's the I Love You Mum part and I Promise I Won't Die part. And because this is a one-act drama festival, we had to enter both parts as separate units, and only one bit could go through. We had no idea which that would be. And the review that we got was lovely. Robert Meadows came to review it, and there are some little comments that were helpful and pause for thought for other people. And this is the review we got at the Totton Drama Festival. So, there is searing truth at the heart of the writing. The stage presentation elements were very good and often excellent. This was a talented ensemble with total commitment to the roles and to the complex movement work that was asked of them. They were very effective at telegraphing a range of moods to the audience at different points in the narrative. Lewis Evans as Jack understood how to move from telling the story to enacting his role in the drama. You, Lewis, demonstrated how to show a variety of moods. The way you suggest his guilt at not travelling to the hospital in the ambulance with Dan was totally authentic, as were those reactions to the news of his death. Sally Britton's cameo of Hope was moving. It had total honesty, and there was an excellent interaction with the ensemble as you recount the story of being Dan's first girlfriend. Jodie Fisher's Alice, particularly when being irritated by the press at being referred to as the girlfriend, was great, and there was some good ill-at-ease moments when being first interviewed. The directing. This was a highly accomplished piece of directing, and I always am a bit embarrassed by this because I think my directing style is that everybody else does it as well, so we should all take some credit from this. Very good shaping of tone and mood. This led to the play having a very powerful impact on the audience. You have been able to draw out from a large ensemble performances that were committed, honest and full of impact. I would say this is OYT for years. There were so many scenes and moments of theatre that were both powerful and memorable. I want to particularly mention the staging of the collapse of Jack, but also the way in which you present the consequence of his actions for his friends and family. Those moments were totally honest. The overall impact was one of a very strong one. The piece had integrity and imagination. It was always engaging. The audience was totally involved throughout. They were also thinking about the issues as well as exploring the theme of loss. It was important not to make that very much to the fore, and you achieved this in the performance. Congratulations. So, a great review of I Love You Mum, and now I Promise I Won't Die. The focus shifts in the partner play. It explores the impact of the death of Dan upon his immediate family and that of his girlfriend Jenna. Lovely Jenna. Here we go. It might be worthwhile making more of the moments where there is humour. People do laugh during times of grief, and this could have been pointed up more. And I can remember Paul Ibbott, our musical person, saying exactly the same to me in rehearsals. And perhaps I've got a real weak point with this. So that's something that people, when they do this production, really perhaps should focus on. There are moments where the characters make reference to something that was absurd, unpredictable, or comic. I love the moment where Jacob, Dan's brother, said, "Dan's friends are knobs." And it was always a debate with myself and Adrian with the professional production. They wanted to leave that bit out, and I think that's a really important line, just to get the normality in the situation. Let those moments have more of an impact. Thirdly, consider how you do the transfer from narrating the story to the acting out of narrative. Really good point here. For the ensemble, there is room to tidy up and make crisp any choral speaking and aim for the total precision where you snap out of the freeze frames. Great, great comment, and we worked on that. Natasha Thomas, Fiona, continued to be a real strength of the production. She was also in the first part. Jenna is significant in part 2. Carmen Arnold showed strong commitment to the role, and there was the right level of emotion. You handled the emotionally charged dialogue with sensitivity. Great, Carmen. A wonderful performer. Boston Sutton as Archie made it distinctive. The way in which you described that rose mist where he was throwing it into the grave had strong impact. Lovely performance from Boston. And a little while later I took my grandson to see Boston performing as a cartoon character at Butlins, and he gave Blue an absolutely wonderful and memorable time, and thank you, Boston, great performer. There are a few stretches where characters are sitting or standing in straight lines and where they are still using the same mannerisms. What about considering how a non-naturalistic performance style might be used along the verbatim narrative? Think Punch Drunk, Knee High, Complicité. The fact that their emotions are being torn to shreds and that they're being tugged in different ways by the many thoughts that come into their heads could be a useful motivating concept, and one we worked on to try and make sure that happened. The audience were as moved by part 2. The authenticity of Fiona's dialogue triggered reactions from individuals, and many present began to reflect on their own experience of loss. The overall effect was just a little unrelenting. Through the honest intention of allowing the voices to be heard, it became documentary rather than drama. This is why I felt there needed to be a less direct address, and the reason why I felt the first play had a stronger impact. It would have been interesting to have seen both on the same evening, which was always our intention, in order to consider this further. We always have had a problem with the direct address thing and drama festivals until the more recent years, and here again it raised its slightly ugly head. We did well though. We came second by 1 point. There we are, with 81 points, Oakland's Youth Theatre, with I Love You Mum, the first part, the ensemble bit. The second half didn't do quite... Oh, the winners were Southampton University players doing the mechanicals from A Midsummer Night's Dream. And they, I beg your pardon, Youth Theatre 2 plus 8 by Ella Hickson. They came first with 82 points. And we got through with the first part, but with the second part we didn't. We scored 75, and lots of things for us to consider. So again, the festivals were really useful to us, and I got Best Director, which was really nice, and I managed to keep that. We also won a horde of awards. We got overall runner-up, Best Director, Best Youth Actress, Carmen Arnold playing Jenna, Best Youth Actor, Lewis Evans playing Jack, Best Supporting Youth Player, we rounded up all of them, Sally Britton playing Hope, and the Technical Achievement. Boy, did we deserve that with Danny and Paul's work on that. And at Oasis Academy, I don't know whether it's still there, but this is the picture that went up to remember this production for time, eternity. That's a lovely little thing. I'll leave you with that as the final image. Before we go on to do the Brit School premiere.